obtain the full sequence pathogen genome. And many times we are looking for their susceptibility and resistance gene and some. We are seeing how virus is being evolved since we have encountered with a very important disease and very deadly disease in the late. Good afternoon, dear students. I welcome you all to my presentation on viral genome sequencing, a novel tool for decoding the viral evolution. You all may be aware that NGS technologies provide the possibility to rapidly obtain the full sequence pathogen genomes. You may be aware that in the earlier time we are sequencing a small portion of the genome of various pathogens like virus, bacteria for getting them identified, and many times we are looking for their susceptibility and resistance genes and some markers that are being required for obtaining a potent diagnostic and vaccine. But in the current scenario, whole genome sequencing of pathogen is becoming more and more crucial for clinical science and practice as well as in basic research. So in the earlier time we are looking for the small gene portion for looking at the pathogens, but nowadays with the advent of whole genome sequencing, NGS, Illumina platform, these technologies have become economical and less labor intensive, so and easy in our access. So we are looking at this whole genome sequencing techniques for getting the genome of pathogens. In virology, whole genome sequencing is important for the development of novel treatments and vaccines for studying the virus evolution. So we are looking at the evolution of the virus. We are seeing how virus is being evolved since we have encountered with a very important disease and very deadly disease in the late 19th, that is being known as COVID-19 or corona disease, and that so many of our colleagues, you all maybe have suffered from that disease in that period. So and in that period the first strain came out from the city of Wuhan seafood market, and from that market it is said to be came from bat or from some animal origin. So it came to human and so many people suffered, many people died, and thereafter you may be aware there are so many variants of concern and variants of imminence, and so many they came up, and we may say it like that. Thereafter in the second wave with the advent of Delta strain, so many people died out of that virus, and later on some milder strain Omicron came, Delta Cron came. So how these data came on, or how these data come to our knowledge? They came with the advent of this technology of whole genome sequencing. From this sequencing technology we just got the data, whole entire genome of the virus, or from the analysis we come to know that the virus is being changed. So still the COVID-19 or the corona disease is not so imminent or not so prominent in the human population, but still we are going for decoding the virus genome so that we can encounter, or we can see the what are the variations that are going on in the virus, and we have to look for the important variant that may be, again they may be deadly to the human. So this is very important technology. So in the earlier time we are looking for the small portion of the genome. Now we can go for the entire genome sequence, and it is very important. And recently from our lab, from our group, we have submitted 7 sequences of rabies virus and whole genome sequences, and all these isolates of rabies virus are from various species of animal, domesticated, maybe they are from wild animals. We have isolated the rabies virus from sloth bear, from tiger, from horse, mules, and so many foxes. So these are the accession number of those virus.
come to consumption function. So here you can see consumption function, it shows the relationship between consumption and the level of income. So you can see here, it is relationship between consumption and level of income. So indirectly you can say that consumption is nothing but the relationship between consumption and level of income. It tells us that it is a function of income, or in other words, consumption depends on the level of income. There is another related concept to consumption is propensity to consume. Okay. Another related concept is propensity to consume, and in that you have APC, that is. So dear students, today we are going to understand consumption, saving and investment. These three are the main pillar of macroeconomics. We will be discussing one by one what is consumption, what is saving and what is investment, and other concepts related to 500 was your consumption, 1000 was your income, so ratio is 0.5. So this is the value of average propensity to consume. Okay, and you have to notice that this APC is calculated for each time period. Okay, so it is not that it is will be average of monthly or yearly. So it is defined for a particular time period. Now we move to another concept in the consumption function. It is marginal propensity to consume, MPC, and you can see it is simply the ratio of change. Earlier we have simple the ratio between consumption and income. Now here you have the change in what is happening in the income and what is happening in the consumption. So it is simply the ratio of change, and this change is defined by this particular symbol which says that change. Here it is change in consumption, here it is change in income, and so this MPC you can define as change in consumption due to change in income. Okay, or you can say rate of change in consumption to the rate of change in the income. Okay, since we know that consumption depends on income, okay, so indirectly we also can say that increase in income will bring about increase in consumption over time period. You must observe that wherever your income increases, you try to increase your consumption. Suppose today you have an income of say 2000 rupees as a fellowship. Suddenly government announces that your fellowship is going to increase by say 1000 rupees. So your change in income has gone from 2000 to 3000. Now likewise you would like to increase your consumption. For example, earlier you used to have a mobile of say Nokia. Now since your income has increased, now you will be going to purchase mobile of higher quality, of higher price. You may like to go to Samsung or sometimes Apple also. Okay? काफी है, स्टॉप कर दें। इसकी दबा दो, इसकी
Stop.